How much can you cram into one day? What's happening? It's Eric J. Olson. If you're like me, you try to cram in so much into one day. But also, if you're like me, you probably often come up short. It's one of these things that, I like that for every lesson that I've learned, I've made the mistake many, many times. I'm not like most people, unfortunately, where they make a mistake once and then they don't make it again. Like I usually make the same mistake over and over and over again until I realize, duh, I need to do something about this. But I'm still making this mistake, to be honest with you. I will load up my calendar with meeting after meeting after meeting, and I even try to account for things like the time that it takes to drive from one place to another. But I also have a task list in Asana that the company assigns me. And I also have my own personal task list of things that I know I need to accomplish, whether they're in Asana or my calendar or not. And so there's really like three different sources of tasking for me. And you know what? Like I try to juggle it all, but often what happens is one task, well, actually some tasks just won't get done and they roll over to the next day. So, like, I try to cram all this stuff in, and the reason is I'm trying to get as much done as possible and be as productive as possible, especially Monday through Friday, focused on work, but it's a challenge. And so, I'm really trying to look into and starting to look into and wondering, like, what maybe you do is how do you balance the need to get a lot of things done, meetings, conversations, tasking, calendar, right? How do you balance that with actually being able to determine how much you really can get done? And for me, it's also a challenge because I don't know if I want to settle with, well, I should only be able to get done with 70% of what I put on my task list. Therefore, I'm just going to bring my standards down from 100% to 70%. So it's a real question for me and it's a real dilemma. And I'm wondering kind of how you handle it. How do you cram all these things into a day? Hit me up on social media. I'm at I am Eric J. Olson. That's I am and then ErikJOlson. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Hey there, it's Erik J. Olson. I wanted to let you know about my book, $1,000,000 Journey: How to Launch a Seven-Figure Business. This is the story of what it took for me to go from freelancer with no clients, no employees, no revenue, to growing a $1,000,000 business. It took me 8 years and I made a lot of mistakes. And all of those mistakes, and more importantly, lessons learned, are in this book. And we have chapter takeaways, 5 to 15 takeaways that you can apply right now to your business. Check it out on Amazon, $1,000,000 Journey by me, Erik J. Olson.